everybody, this is a light language transmission about stepping onto your new path, bringing in your new beginnings. At the moment there is a lot of astrology and cosmic energies focused in that direction, supporting that move, helping you release that which is not your soul mission or which you've graduated from. This is relevant anytime you're hearing it, but if you're listening at the time that I'm creating this, it's particularly relevant at this time. So this is from the Good Tarot. It's the 8 of Earth and the 5 of Earth at the level of what's going on at the moment, and underlying that at the foundation of that is the Wheel of Fortune, which is a major arcana, and the 7 of Water, which is making the right choices. And the outcome card or the action card, the one that we're bringing the energies around, is the Star. So it's really accessing that inner desire, that inner spark, that inner motivation, supported by the nodes of fate, the North Node in Aries. And I'm going to actually read you the meanings and then we'll move on to the light language. So the 8 of Earth, apprenticeship, gaining knowledge, learning and employing a new craft or skill. Even masters of their craft have more to learn, and I eagerly embrace the opportunity to go deeper, develop a greater understanding, and find new ways to apply what I know. I acknowledge all I have learned and accomplished, the thrills I've developed, and the goals I've reached. Now is the time to find new ways to apply what I know, to enhance my expertise. My beginner's awkwardness has melted away, and I know what I'm doing now. I have the confidence to become more intimate with the work in all areas of my life. So you've been growing, you've been shaping yourself, you've been following your guidance, which has taken you higher and higher and higher. You've been skilling up as you go along and following the threads of where you're going, and you're graduating now from one level and moving on to the next level of what you're here to do and what you're here to master. You've reached a certain level of mastery and you've broken through the glass ceiling, and you're applying it in new ways that enhance your soul but still deliver your soul gifts to the world where they're needed. So the other card that supports that is the 5 of Earth. So alternative forms of abundance, the illusion of lack, overlooked treasures. This card is usually the one in the tarot where you've been rejected, you're left out in the cold, you can see everyone else in the warm having their needs met, and you're out in the cold in survival mode, rejected from society. And the Good Tarot always puts a positive spin on these things, but what you might be experiencing is a sense of, gosh, the way I usually bring income in, or the way I usually survive in the world, the way I usually perceive the world and am part of the world has just been taken away from me. And I need to do things in a new way. I need to start laying the foundations again from the beginning in a way that fits me rather than fits my perceptions of how I can be part of things. So how I can fit into the status quo, or what's expected of me, how I fit into my culture, how I fit into my communities, or what society expects from me. That means I survive. Because if we are rejected by society, in any period of time up until now, we wouldn't survive because we couldn't survive on our own. So being rejected by our peers or by the status quo, the tribe, meant almost certain death. So we can reprogram that now, because that's not the case. We are in a period of innovation. We're in the age of Aquarius. We're starting the age of Aquarius. This is innovation. This is bringing our uniqueness in to thrive, to create new ways, to pioneer. We need to be different to do that. So you may be experiencing the ways you're different and the way you don't feel accepted by society. And you may also be experiencing the understanding that it's time to do things differently, lay new foundations to bound off. But that can feel a bit daunting, and it can feel a bit like rejection. You could be grieving who you used to be, grieving the communities that you used to fit into that just don't feel right for you anymore. And I think this is really a choice. I think you are choosing to step out of the mainstream and follow your light, follow your heart, follow your soul, which is a whole new way of doing things. And it means really, really listening to who you are, what you want, what that spark is that's driving you forward, and allow those stepping stones. I even see those symbols, the earth symbols, the coins, as stepping stones. Follow the stepping stones that are not tangible, that are not in the real world, that are actually in your heart and soul, that are appearing to you through your higher senses. That you're getting that feeling to follow those stepping stones. I'll just read the meaning of the card. All is not as it seems. So this is a time to look again. A change in perception can bring into focus the results. I saw it just in a different form than expected. I'm called to move away from poverty consciousness and open my eyes to treasures before me that are suddenly illuminated. The illusion of wealth gives way to true abundance. There is no need to fear that the rug will be pulled out from under me. What we draw attention to grows. So I count my blessings and realize I have far more than I thought. I have come far in my quest for building up what I need, and even more opportunities for experiencing abundance await. It's really following that guidance, realizing that everything you need is within you. If you can listen, if you can follow that. And then when opportunities present themselves, feel into them. Feel, does that feel right? Is there a whoosh with that? Is there a charge with that? Does that feel like a yes? And if it doesn't feel like a 100% yes, it's a no. That's not your path. So at the base of those two cards, and what I mean is like the foundation under your feet, the support that you've got around those two themes. One is the fact that you're graduating to a new level of your mastery, and the second one is that this involves doing things differently, seeing things from a different perspective, listening to your heart and soul, and following your divine guidance as to the foundations you lay. You're almost starting all over again, except that your coins, what you need, your tools, they're within you. And understanding how to use those tools, and also feel you will be gaining more tools as time goes on. You'll be gaining more gifts. As you follow the calling of your heart, more gifts and tools and understandings and mastery comes in. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune at the base of that. In this deck it's called Fortune's Wheel. Destiny meets synchronicity. I'm in awe to experience many meaningful coincidences that prove to me that Spirit has my back. These lucky breaks and moments when things just turn out perfectly show how we're all connected. My gamble will pay off where I trust my co-creative partnership with Spirit. My destiny is obvious to me now. So that's really there. That's really there. If you can deepen into it, you can notice it when it happens. You can attribute the meaning to it, and the emphasis and the intention around it as it comes in. It's there. It's showing you are attuned. You're in divine flow. You're on track. And that is a major arcana, so it holds extra power. So the other card there with that one is the Seven of Water. And this is, water, so it's on the emotional levels, really, but it's supporting that Five of Earth, which is accessing your own gifts and seeing things differently and creating the foundations anew. Imagination, fantasy, artistic endeavours, co-creative abilities unleashed. Now is the time to tune into the infinite possibilities that exist and begin to play with them. Everything begins in the world of imagination, and I seize the opportunity to dream. I allow my intuition and desire to blend in an alchemical way, following something new. Castles in the air can become castles on the ground when I release rigidity, bend the rules, and remain flexible and open. Limitation and boundaries give way to manifestation. Spirit never doubts the power of possibility, and neither will I. So yeah, it's really supporting taking down those limiting beliefs, the poverty consciousness, the I can'ts, dreaming the big dreams and following the guidance and the synchronicity to allow them to manifest for real in the real world through your emotional body, through your mental body, through all levels of your being. Let that come all the way through down into your real life and what you're creating here. And so the final card is the Star, inspiration. I'm hopeful and inspired by life right now, and everything that is happening points to a renewed sense of encouragement. After all the changes I've experienced, I'm starting to recognize the hope that comes with new beginnings. So I really feel we're shifting out that old. What you've achieved so far has been important and powerful, but you're graduating from that, which means letting that way of doing it go. You're also clearing out the negative thinking, limited beliefs, feeling of needing to fit in with the Five of Earth, to open up to new possibilities in the Seven of Water, and to ground those through synchronicity and through your belief that you are connected to spirit, to your own spirit, to spiritual guides and helpers, to the angelic kingdom that want you to succeed. And you're accessing that inspiration and that positivity and that hope to dream those dreams, knowing that you can make them real. Atatati takakata koto, akatati takatati takatakato kokoko, akatatati takakati takakaka. So I'm seeing the Seven of Water. I'm seeing her looking up above her at the choice directly above her head. To me, that is the highest choice, the highest timeline. Atatati takakata kakakokoko, and I'm seeing her foot. One is ahead of the other, and it's like touching down on what she can touch that connects her to the earth. So like creating a pathway from heaven to earth through her physical body to step forward into that highest timeline, that highest possibility. Akatati takakata kakakaka. I'm seeing those gifts in the Five of Earth above, those stepping stones, coming down through that shell above her head into her body and under her feet in the Seven of Water. Akatatati takataka, the pathway appearing. Akatatati takakatakatakatokokoko. Akatati takakata kakaka. Akatati takakato kokokotokokoko. Akatati takatakati takakatokoko. Akakati takakaka. Okay. Feel it in the sacral chakra. the womb of creation, to be birthed into this world, which takes me to the star and the urn that she's holding, which is filling up with light codes of her inspiration. I can feel it coming out the throat, expressed into the world verbally, which reflects the change in perspective, speaking of the truth, speaking of the intentions, speaking it into reality. I'm seeing fortune, so I'm seeing this as abundance, and I see it coming through the activated heart, the golden heart, and out the hands. Energy coming in through the crown, out through, it's activating the belly, the hara, the sacral, the creative energies, the throat, It feels like an upgrade of the sacral chakra and the throat chakra. It feels like there's golden energy activating those chakras to create in the world from your soul's gifts and your light and your love. Yeah, there we go. I can feel that going down through the lower back, down through the legs, through the feet chakras, into the earth. And I feel like all those choices in the Seven of Water lit up as options. They're all available as things that you can pull into your reality at the times that you feel to. Yeah. And then that leads to the next reading. So I'm seeing like the horse riding into the sunset, riding off on the new path, on the next adventure, confidently. And that's part of the next reading that I'm going to do separately. Okay, so what will come up will be any limitations in your perspectives or lower levels of consciousness, that even if it's just crumbs of those still there that just need to be cleared out. The releasing of the old way of doing things that got you where you are, knowing that not only are you ready to do things differently, but the world is ready for you to do things differently as well. Listen to your bodies, listen to your senses. Blessings, everybody.